Hello, are you there?
It's so
Can you hear
low.
me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Perfect.
So let's start off with
Plug it in the
a
phone.
hardcore question.
Okay.
How do you feel about fossil fuel, the oil industry, and renewable resources, renewable energy?
So honestly, the fossil fuel industry, the oil industry, coal industry, lead industry, these are industries of the past. These are failing us now. We don't need them anymore. We are now moving into renewable energies, into the hemp industry and things like that. So, in my opinion, it's time for those industries to go extinct. And I, as far as I know, am the only Missouri U.S. Senate candidate who's fighting for renewable energy.
So, what about illegal immigration, in particular to some of our planters and farmers here in Missouri that utilizes illegal immigrants to pull in their crops? What is your opinion on that?
A lot of people say that, the illegal immigrants are to blame. But in all actuality, when we really look at what's going on in the laws that we have, most of these people come here legally, and they overstay their welcome, meaning their visas expire or their work permits expire. And then they just stay and they work and they work illegally and they work on the table. And they can do that because these companies pay them to do that. Like the companies are seeking them out to pay a lower wage to people instead of hiring legitimate people, citizens or legal immigrants to do these jobs. So really the blame should be with the businesses and the companies. Now, I don't really have a problem with illegal immigrants. I think we need to make the system easier for them to become U.S. citizens. I deal with immigration paperwork all day, and I see exactly how much it costs for them to become U.S. citizens. And it's kind of outrageous, honestly. It's thousands of dollars. It's not okay. So the process needs reform in the sense that we want them to be citizens and not illegals, so let's make it easier.
Okay, hold on one second. We got some ass clap on the motorcycle out here. Oh my God.
Depends on the whole money and politics situation, because we know that it's a lot of money that influence a lot of policies that's been getting passed.
Yeah.
And since the majority of the American citizens don't have any money, we can't buy politicians. So what's your take on money and politics?
Actually a pledge signer with Amendment 28, or our American Promise, I'm sorry. And Amendment 28 is basically saying that we're going to get big money out of politics. We're going to make it illegal for big money to be in politics. This is exactly what needs to happen. Now, my incumbent has also signed on to Amendment 28 as a pledge signer, but for some reason she is still continuing to take huge amounts of money from big corporate donors like Berkshire Hathaway, instead of following the pledge that she signed and not accepting that money. Now, I follow the pledge, I live the pledge, and I will never take money from corporations or super PACs.
Mm-hmm. Now you have a background in the medical insurance industry. Could you tell us a little bit about that industry?
I work for the health insurance marketplace. I process applications, verifications, I make phone calls, I do expirations, I do coverage apps, I do kind of all of it. The health insurance industry, inside scoop, Obamacare is going down.
Mm-hmm.
This is a contract year. This is the 5-year mark of Obamacare. This is a contract year for CERCO, who is the contract holder through CMS, which is the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, to re-sign the contract with them and to keep the health insurance marketplace, also known as healthcare.gov, operational and functioning. This contract should have already been granted, and it has not been granted yet. They have moved the employees to seasonal work. They're closing the site here in Missouri on June 16th, I believe. Word is, and this is just rumor, but all of the health insurance marketplace CERCO sites will be probably closed within this year. So I'm a big proponent of single-payer healthcare. I would sign on to Medicare for all. I would take it further and put it into single-payer. It's time. It's kind of ridiculous that we don't have it already as a civilized society. We want to say that we're number one, but yet everybody can't be healthy. That doesn't make sense. I'm the only U.S. Senate Missouri candidate that I'm aware of that is fighting for single-payer as well.
All right, Angela, I got to ask you a hard question. This is for the evangelists in Missouri. What is your stance on abortion?
I believe that it is a woman's decision with her doctor.
Okay.
And I will leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay. So now, how has the Democratic Party in the state of Missouri been treating you?
The Democratic Party, the people who have been involved with the state party for a long period of time, or their local organizations, have not been able to do the things that I've been able to do, and that is to talk to people across the state. I'm able to talk to people on all sides of the aisle, independents, Republicans, libertarians, you name it, I've talked to them. Mm-hmm. And the bottom line is that the incumbent is not going to win. She does not have the vote. But the people within the state party and their local organizations that have been there for so long truly, honestly, wholeheartedly believe that the only way to keep the seat blue is to have the incumbent stay.
Right.
We know that that is incorrect. And we have been unsuccessful in teaching them the truth. It is kind of disappointing, but I have been cold-shouldered. Currently they have broken bylaws to help boost the incumbent's campaign. And it's not very pretty. It's really not. However, I am still chipping away at them. There's an endorsement meeting on May 15th in Clayton, the Clayton County Democrats. If anyone wants to come and support Team Missouri, I would really appreciate that. Claire or one of her representatives will be there for this endorsement meeting. So it would be very, very awesome to have Team Missouri there and present to gain an endorsement from an actual Democratic subcommittee.
When's the date on that?
May 15th. I think it's at 7 p.m. If you type it into Facebook, Clayton County endorsement, it'll pop up the event.
Clayton County endorsement, folks. Let's get out and support.
Yeah, because we all know, I mean, it's no way you can convince me to vote for Claire McCaskill. And
that's what a lot of people say.
But I'll be, parsing, I'm, open to the concept of Claire.
I'm not.
I mean, and that's what makes the show. You're not, I am. So good cop, bad cop.
I just go on the record, and Angela can back that up. She knows what Claire has done.
Right.
But
I am the advocate, for dare I say Satan, that I will try to bring Claire on, because this is what's going to happen, folks. Bottom line. I am going to work my ass off to make a debate with Angela Earl and Claire McCaskill at St. Louis University next month. I'm going to make that happen. With all your support and help, folks, we're going to make this happen. We need truth in Missouri, not just one side. Angela brings truth. Claire brings truth as well. And it's up to you to determine, as the voter in this great state of Missouri, who do you choose? And we're going to try to make this happen on the other morning show.
I just say that I just think Angela's ideas are a little bit more
in line
with common sense.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. But we have to have both sides. You know what I'm saying? We have to have both sides. And we're going to try to get this cracking. Right. Because of the fact that this is the other morning show. Not this old fake shit. We are here to serve the people.
Now, Angela, we know that the last few years, there's a lot of videos been out about showing black males being gunned down by the police, and we all know that the criminal system is really not fair and balanced towards black males in this country. What is your stance on police killing unarmed black males, let alone just unarmed citizens in general? Where do you stand with that, and are you for criminal justice reform?
Yeah, I'm 100% for criminal justice reform. I am sick and tired of seeing my friends and my neighbors at the federal level. So this is what I can do at the federal level. At the federal level, I can end private prisons. I know that we don't necessarily, but that model reflects on the prisons and jails that we have here.
Right.
And so it's very important to end the private prison racket.
Yes.
The other issue is we can start from the bottom, and we can actually start retraining our police officers, which was real big about Prop P in the city, was that we wanted the money that we gave them in our taxes to go to training our police better. It did not do that. It went to raises instead, and it was a big deal. And in my opinion, we need to train our police. So I'm all about compassion training. It's been proven to work in states and cities that use it. Basically, it teaches our police officers how to be in their communities, how to be level-headed during events, how to judge situations appropriately instead of jumping to conclusions. And then at the end of the day, with this ongoing training that will be affecting their funding, if they stop the training, they stop getting the funding. If a police officer still jumps the gun and kills someone, it is expected that they will be terminated and sent to treatment instead of staying on the force with a slap on the hand and they didn't murder anybody. So we're going to move into actual repercussions. And not only that, but if it's found that they literally murdered the person in cold blood, they need to go to prison. That's, if we're going to keep, we need to use it properly.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
Angela, I got a kind of bizarre question to ask. What is your belief on extraterrestrial life? Do you think that there is life outside Earth, or is this it?
Well, I don't know the answer. I think that it could possibly be just us and we're alone, and if that's true, then what the hell are we doing?
Right.
But I also see that the galaxy, the world, space is so big that it is entirely possible that there is something else out there.
Now, how do you feel having President Donald Trump as our leader, and let's say that America had a secret space force? Do you think that would be the appropriate message to send to the universe what President Trump is spewing to the nation?
No, he's very disappointing.
Yes, he is very divisional. So
Where do you stand on the legalization of marijuana?
Well, actually, I've turned in maybe about 200, maybe more than that, signatures to get marijuana on the ballot in Missouri this time around. Word is that we have succeeded.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that. And at the federal level, I would reschedule it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. From Schedule 1 to something more.
Yeah. I know the lady that's in charge of STL Normal and
Corin.
Yeah,
Chester.
they got enough signatures to get that on the ballot.
Yes.
In November.
Would you be open to come on another show with us and Corin Chester from Normal?
Corinne was just at my house the other day.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Small world.
It is a small world.
There you go. Yeah.
Listen, guys and gals. Everyone who's listening to us is not the Fox News crowd. You guys are the future. If you're listening to us right now, you are the future of Missouri. Please, and I will defer this to Dimebag to answer. Please, what should the people of Missouri do concerning Angela Earl?
They should go to Team Missouri. First, if you old enough to vote, you need to register to vote.
Right.
Because the primaries are in August, so you need to register to vote first. And then you can go to Team Angela, where you can find her platform and everything you need to know. Team Missouri, everything you need to know, and make your decisions there. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. All I'm saying is check out the options that you have. And there are better options than what's in place now.
Right. You know, I mean, you know, I'm not well versed in Angela Earl's politics, but what I have seen from Dimebag Darley's first interview to now, I like Angela. I believe that she would be good for Missouri. I believe she would be good for your personal life. But in order for us to come to a rational conclusion, we have to have a debate with Angela and Claire. We have to have these two ladies in person, more importantly, at St. Louis University's campus in a debate in June. Please, folks, help us to get this message out. In an update, I will give you the number to St. Louis University to where you can call personally and say, hey, have Angela and Claire on. It won't just be True Power. It'll be you. And together, we will make this happen.
Okay, we know that there's a lot of, especially millennials, that is just overwhelmed with a lot of student debt. Me personally, I think it just should all go away. Where do you stand, and how do you figure you can help these with the student debt? Because some of these kids are going to be paying this stuff off till the day that they die, and they're still going to owe money.
So me personally, I was lucky enough to get the Pell Grant, and I got a degree completely paid for with the Pell Grant. If you've never heard of that before, look into it. There's a lot of sites that are fake, so be careful. However, when it comes to the overwhelming debt, first of all, it needs to be for there right now, because it's just ridiculous. It's out of control. The next thing is that we need publicly funded colleges and universities and trade schools. I mean, it's kind of, we're at a point now when we're seeing that if our money is allocated properly, we will be able to afford these things.
Right.
So it's all about allocation. It's all about making sure that the money's going to get there instead of going to these corporations and funneling out of our pockets and going to one or two people. We can actually use that to help everyone with public options.
Right, because you see the student debt, and now is more than most debt of any other debt. Public and colleges, state, especially state. But if you're getting federal money, then that school should be free. Education shouldn't have a price on it. If you want to learn, you should be able to learn without, putting yourself in debt. And as I drive around this place that we live on, this mud ball, and our infrastructure is, and I tell a lot of people when I talk to them that we actually really live in a third world. You can get on a train from Japan and go from one end of the country to another end in a matter of hours. But it takes me, I'd rather drive to Chicago than hop on a train because the ride is shorter. And our infrastructure is falling apart, and we got millions of people. And I'm talking about outside of the unemployment numbers, because we know that those numbers aren't accurate. It's millions of people out here that needs jobs, and rebuilding our infrastructure to where a first world country infrastructure should be will put millions of people back to work at livable wages.
So we can talk about the federal jobs guarantee that will make sure that everybody has a job. This is something that is not yet on the website, but it will be. The federal jobs guarantee basically says that you will get paid by the federal government for doing community service. You
Right.
will never be without work. You will never be without money. You will be taken care of. There's this other issue that we can talk about, and that is that, you know, everyone's worried about the funding for these things. Where are we going to find the funding for single-payer health care? Where are we going to find the funding for public-sponsored universities and colleges? Where are we going to find this money? And actually, the answer is really, really simple. And the answer is Congress tells the Fed to print the money and give it to the Treasury, and the Treasury gives it to the businesses that need it.
Well, could we take some of that money from the defense budget?
We could.
Because it seems like most of all the money, most of the spending budget goes to the Defense Department.
It's actually like $2 or $3 trillion differential where they don't know where the money went and nobody knows where it went, and the paperwork and the documents just so happened to go missing on 9/11 in 2001.
Right.
And you know, it's like, so that money that's gone missing, they just don't need it anymore, in my opinion. And we can pull that and put that in other areas.
Right. Now, we know you're running for Missouri, the Senate seat. You're challenging Clark McCaskill. Me, personally, I think that you guys' political views are night and day. But if it's somebody that's out there that's listening, that's sitting on the fence and they can't make a decision, what would you tell them to convince them that you're a better candidate to vote for?
What I would say is I'm a mother, and I see a terrible, terrible future for my children. And I know what needs to be done to make sure that even though I won't get time with them, they'll have time with their kids.
Right.
And it's not just me and my family that I'm worried about, but I'm also worried of all of us to have that opportunity and a successful, happy life.
Right. So if people want to check out and find more information about you, tell them where they can find you.
TeamMissouri.net, that's our website. Check everything out, browse through it. There's a couple Easter eggs in there if you click on some things. You can also check us out on Facebook at Angelica for Mo. The words are spelled out for, of course, Mo is M-O. And Twitter is also the same way, Angelica for Mo. If you feel inclined to donate after everything we've done today, please donate. We need your help. We are not taking money from corporations, so your small individual contribution makes a huge difference. Yes. You can find us on crowdpack.com /C/Angelica for Missouri, all spelled out. Thank you.
Angela, real quick, what is your opinion on the Federal Reserve?
So, I believe that the Federal Reserve might have a little bit too much power at the moment. Mm-hmm. I have been accused of not being a warrior against them. However, I think that would be kept a secret if I was.
Well, I mean, the reality is, Angela, unless we have a system to replace the Federal Reserve, how will we conduct, commerce in America?
I don't know if you've heard of modern monetary theory, but the theory is that our money is literally just paper already. There's no gold standard behind it. There's no oil backing it. Right. So it's literally just paper. And if that's the case, then if we continue to trade it, we can just print paper and give it to everyone.
But the reality is, Angela, the petrodollar is real. We will kill a country if they mess with the petrodollar standard on the global situation as far as all crude oil must be traded in dollars. We will kill a country if you choose to try to change that.
I.e. Gaddafi.
So the petrodollar is safe. The gold standard, like you mentioned prior, is not safe. We all know it's been going for a very long time. The petrodollar's been propping us up. That's why we're in Crimea, because we don't want them to have a pipeline with Middle East going up to Eastern Europe to be distributed to the rest of Europe. Okay?
So I am actually literally going to take on the oil company as soon as I get elected.
I understand that because you will energy. Okay, I get that.
It saves money.
But no, hold on. Let's tell the listeners when Angela Earl says she's gonna take on big oil, that puts her in jeopardy. Angela, do you feel that you may harm yourself, commit suicide, or anything like that in the next few
Not
years?
suicidal, and I will not be killing myself anytime anybody says I did. I will never pull the steering wheel. I am not suicidal.
Okay. So, in other words, I'm telling you all, Angela Earl says she will not hurt herself and she will not kill herself. She says she will take on big oil. And we all know that when you take on big oil, suddenly you're subject to shooting yourself multiple times in the brain. You're susceptible to a mysterious accident. She's telling you guys. Right now we're having a bit of audio problem, so I want to make sure everyone hears this. Angela Earl has no intentions of hurting herself. So when she gets elected as the next U.S. Senator from Missouri, trust me, when she goes in hard against Exxon, BP, and all these other fucks, and something happens to her, it's not her. It will be those companies. This is a good woman that we have on right now, guys. Seriously, a good woman that wants, and forget the woman. She is a good human being that wants to do better for everybody in Missouri. Hear me, guys. She's a good human being.
That's why you need the...
And she's going up against the beast on our behalf, guys. She's going to fight the beast for us. So vote for her. Seriously. Vote for her. I guess they made another believer out of me. But after talking with Dimebag Darley and talking with Angela Earl, I'm a believer myself. True power is mine. Supports Angela Earl for the race in Missouri for U.S. Senate.
So if you ain't registered to vote, go out and vote.
Please register and vote for Angela because she's voting for your future, man. She's voting for your family. A vote for her is a vote for your family. A vote for Angela is a vote for your prosperity. Don't get bamboozled by the bull on the TV. Come to the show. Type in the comments. We will ask her your question.
Always available too.
Huh?
I make myself available. Email, communication on Facebook Messenger. I'm available.
Yes.
The response time is
very minimal. She is actually here. Can you give us your Facebook and website?
The website is teammissouri.net, and the Facebook is facebook.com/Angelica4Mo.
There you go, folks.
Say it out loud, so if anyone didn't hear that.
They heard it. You can find Angelica Earl on Facebook. Type in the name. Y'all know how to do it, especially you young kids. Put the Xbox joysticks down and the PlayStation controllers. And, if you're over 18, go check the woman out. You are the future, these millennials are. And,
yes. And she is our future.
If you don't like the way things are going, you can do something about it. Because eventually, if you don't, they're going to take away the PlayStations, too.
And you. All right, let's be honest.
You don't have time to play video games if you're at work.
No, you don't. You don't have time to play video games. And you know what? That's another issue.
It's no jobs.
How would you feel about someone creating a bill to where every home in Missouri will get solar panels so that they can have energy at least?
Amazing.
Yes. And every house in Missouri should have a well drilled so that if anyone ever attacks America, they will have to go house to house in Missouri because each house will have a water source and an energy source.
One step at a time.
I hear that. Well, I just want to tell you, thank you, Angela, for coming on the show. Thank you for participating on the show, seriously, because you didn't have to. You know, you're a parent just like me. You have children, you have a family, and, you know, you have things to do. And we do, of the utmost, value your time. And we are so thankful that you allow us and our listeners to share this moment in time with you.
Well, thank you, and I'm very appreciative of the opportunity, especially to get the message out that we are here to make changes for the better.
Yes.
So, yeah, I really appreciate you guys, too. I can't wait to see Darley Saturday.
I will see you.
Yes. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Talk to you guys later.
All right. Thank you. There you go, folks. Challenger to Clara McCaskill senatorial seat.
Yes.
Angelica Earl. You can find her on Facebook.
And we're going to be putting links in both True Power's Mind and Diamondback TV description on this video. So you can call Clara McCaskill and tell her, why are you scared to debate Angela Earl?
Just hit the X button.
This
has been the Other Morning Show. I'm Diamondback Dorley.
On True Power's Mind.
Peace. And we
yes.